I have some exciting news to share with you guys. Over the last couple of days, we have been working with recruiters at Connexis to make data entry into our CRM much easier than in the days of past. And most of you, if you have a sales team, a recruiting team, whatever, I'm sure you struggle with getting them to put the data into your CRM. And I'm going to show you an easy way, and that they will like this, and it makes their job easier, and you'll get what you want as well. So obviously this is the old way, making notes, getting them on a notebook. The notebook stays in somebody's desk and you never see it again. So that information you need is with somebody else on their desk. So here's an old process of workflow. This is what we do, and I'm sure that it's very similar to sales reps out there. So notes taken during the call. So obviously a sales rep or recruiter, somebody makes a call on a client. They spend time with them. Hopefully they remember that call. If it's a sales rep, then obviously they got to document the call after they walk out. We got to make some notes somewhere. And so this is the old way. They'll maybe make some notes in a book or in a file, or maybe they'll do a voice recording or whatever. But it's a manual process here. And then after that, then notes have to be manually added to the CRM, which is obviously a big challenge, and that not many people actually get this far. As I'm saying, 5 minutes to add notes to CRM. But as you know, most sales professionals, they struggle with getting this in there. And if they get information in there, then it's really not very detailed. It's just a little bit, just enough to make you happy and get information in the CRM. So I'm saying, hey, total time here is 35 minutes. And that's, if it's basically, these are just kind of rough estimates. If you had a 30-minute telephone call with a prospect, or a 30-minute face-to-face meeting, then I'm saying, hey, 35 minutes total time to get the information into your CRM. And we can talk more here too about how in the future they could actually do this a lot more an easier way. And so here's just a depiction of somebody gathering information and sending it a voice file to be processed automatically. So here is what we have started doing at Connexis to make things a lot easier. We've got this current workflow. So a call is recorded. So most of our stuff is over the phone. So we can record phone calls. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're following the laws in your state on how to record phone calls. We let our clients know, hey, we're going to record this call, so we have documentation and gathering information. So it's just done, and this can be done over on Teams, on Zoom, on your cell phone. There's all kind of different ways to record calls. We have those methods on our cell phone and also on our video conferencing. So processing time is basically just the length of the call, but time required from the user is 0 minutes, because they're basically not having to do anything. So I say 0 minutes, all they're doing is they're just asking questions and not having to make notes at all. So here, obviously, you get a high quality auto recording, so its quality work is good. And then from here, we do a voice file is sent to somebody who can actually transcribe it using Whisper. And there's a way you can use Whisper, and it's no charge. There's a way to do this without incurring any charge. Transcription used to be super expensive. Now it's not with AI. If you need more information, I can show you how to do this. We have this figured out. But so a voice file sent to Whisper for transcription, and that basically the user time. When I say user, this would be a sales rep or recruiter. It's just 1 minute. They just have to send the voice file to the person who's going to do who's operating Whisper. So in your company, that might be your sales operations person or your Salesforce admin person. Processing time, I have 5 minutes here. It's just that all depends on how just basically sending an email. So anyway, accurate AI enhanced transcription here, so it does a very good job, picks up all the words in the conversation. Then once that's transcribed, then you go to step 3, and that transcribed voice file is sent back to the email user. And so you get your transcribed file back. And so that really just takes a minute to send back, and it's highly accurate transcription. So now you have went from a voice file to a transcription file. Then this transcribed text is copied and uploaded into ChatGPT. So there again, you get a detailed AI generated summary. So from here, you can really, once you have that transcribed text in ChatGPT, then you can start asking ChatGPT all kind of questions about that information. You can say, hey, can you summarize the meeting? Hey, can you send an email to this person as a follow-up from that conversation? Can you set reminders? Can you analyze this and tell me what concerns I should have from this meeting, or what are the positives from this meeting? So you can ask any questions you want once you have this information here. So this is really incredible to have this. Save this text, and then you can keep asking questions even months later down the road from that conversation. So if you had a detailed conversation with somebody, then you could keep coming back to that conversation and asking more information. Okay, and then this is what I was talking about. ChatGPT prompt generates summary of text. That's what I'm talking about. So you're getting a comprehensive, precise summary of the information. And then the ChatGPT summary is copied and added to the CRM. So this is where if you can send this information back to a sales administrator, your database administrator, they could upload the information into your database. So it's organized and structured very nicely. And so really from the user's time, the person who's having to do this, and maybe this should really be the call recorded, maybe it's the time that they were on the call. So they did have to spend time on the call, but you can see the time they spent getting all this information gathered was very minimum. And at the same time, you get a high quality detailed documentation that you would never get from just taking notes. Okay, so here's kind of the timeline chart, old versus current process. As you can see, notes taken during the call. So here I'm saying is that the person who is, if you're not recording the call, then obviously you're having to make notes. And so you're actively writing. Or also the other thing you have to think about is that if this is a sales rep who was went in and made a sales call, then they could record this. They could do a voice memo on their phone and create the same type of voice file from there as well. But anyway, so this is notes taken during the call, and then you can see notes added into the CRM. And then you can look at, this is the process that we're using now. And basically, the call is recorded automatically via whatever tool you use, either on your phone or Zoom or whatever, sent to Whisper, transcribed, uploaded to GPT, create summary, add to CRM. So you can see the difference in time is about 30 minutes, but not only the difference in time, but it's so much easier. And at the same time, you're getting your sales reps and your anybody who's entering information is a lot more comfortable doing this because it just doesn't take very much of their time. Our recruiters love this process, and even the ones who are not very detailed and don't really worry about getting notes in the CRM, they're using this and having great success. So anyway, this is just a little depiction of how this is all automated, basically, from a voice recording all the way down to data entry. And then the future workflow of automation. Now, just so you know, all these steps of what we're doing is we've obviously made progress on automating. Now what we're working on, and this is something I'll share with you as we progress through the process, obviously call recorded, and then we're going to have a voice file that's sent to Whisper for transcription. So we're going to have a program that will look for any files that are recorded calls, and that could be either on our voice over IP, on Teams, or even on cell phones. So we'll look for those files so the sales rep or the recruiter doesn't even have to forward those anymore. So it automatically would be sent to Whisper for transcription. So whoever's doing the transcription, they're going to get this file. But the other part here is this transcribed file could be sent directly into the Whisper program. That could be automated too. Then it would transcribe. And then once it's transcribed, it could automatically be sent to a ChatGPT. And then there could be a prompt in there that says, hey, I want you to do this with this data. So that could be automated. And then GPT generates a summary of the text. And that's what I just said. So GPT there could be a script that says, hey, when you get these files, do this, create this type of information for me. And then the last step, depending on your CRM, if they have an API, open API, well, most of them do, like our recruiting software does, then you could actually have an interface that would actually upload the information for that particular person right into your CRM. So that is the ultimate. And so this could be just one phone call, they hang up, and it's done. And it goes right into the CRM. So these are steps that we are starting to automate. So we're working on this one next so that we pull the files from whatever device it is that they've recorded, if it's Teams or whatever, and we send it to Whisper. So we're working on each one of these to automate, and so we'll keep you updated as we make progress. So anyway, hey, it's a great process, and it's something that I want to share with everybody, especially our clients, people we work with, because I know it's always a frustration. I talked to a CEO the other day who felt like because they wasn't getting information in their CRM that they had actually got blindsided and lost a really big account because there was no documentation. So email me if you need any help. There's will be some notes down at the bottom of this in the show notes so you can have access to some additional information. But let me know if you need help with this. Glad to show you our methods.